on defense, and it's just very hard to dislodge him. You have to send 2 tanks up there, and when that happens, the ground is wide open for everyone else to feast on. So I'd be surprised if we don't see some Soldier 76 at sometime this stage. But so far, everyone's preferring the Widow. I think might have to do with a little bit of the LAN client, actually. Everyone likes Widow a little better when there's 0 ping.
When there's 0 ping, exactly. When there's 0 ping, you have that instant reaction. And with the damage that she can do, the headshot potential, the one-shot, one-kill potential, that can turn tides. We've seen it happen time and time again throughout Stage 1. And already here in Stage 2, the Widow players, man, they're delivering.
And about Gibraltar, the thing is, if one team picks Widow, you kind of have to pick Widow on the other side. It's just so long are these sight lines that even sending tanks up there, they're going to take 2 headshots before they even get in on Widow, and then she's just going to grapple away. So really the only great answer to a Widow on this map is a Widow of your own. However, if you just are losing that battle constantly, you have to find a different way to do it. Peanut butter in there?
But with the banana on the label,
yeah.
What are they trying to say here?
Peanut butter and bananas. Winston used to squat here. You ever have the peanut butter and jelly that comes in the same jar?
No, Hex, because I have a soul.
Apparently not, because it's amazing. It's less silverware to clean. I'm saving the environment. You only need the 1 knife, not 2. I guess you don't use 2 different knives anyway. All right, I haven't made a peanut butter.
Where are you going to this?
I haven't made a peanut butter jelly in a long time. I don't know, man. I'm hungry.
I'm just picturing you like dunking the bread. Like, I gotta save the environment. You're just dunking your bread, dip right into it like it's dip. All right, well, enough on the peanut butter sandwiches, guys. Go make one if you're hungry. I'm hungry for good Overwatch, and we're definitely gonna get served here. It's been a full 3 courses, and now we go into the 4th. And already, you can see Birdring on the hunt. London Spitfire starting on the offense as the away team. New York Excel on the defense, already making progress on the point, but New York, they're gonna get a bit of an early challenge in here.
Almost got Pine there. Birdring saw him popping around the corner. New York playing a little more aggressive than we saw yesterday on Gibraltar's defense, playing under the bridge here, what used to be known as the car wash when Symmetric could set up under there. But now they're just kind of just buying a little bit of time. If they lose anyone, they should be in full retreat to hold back at doorway. That's where everyone else was holding. But so far, these tanks are doing great by making London earn every inch.
And they've got Anna in the back line. I mean, she is not really being challenged right now. It's hard to get to her, and so she can just pump healing into you non-stop with those nades as well. And now Birdring is going to start getting into a bit of a fun spot. If he could get that high ground, it could have got interesting. Instead, he decides to kind of get back over here with his teammates.
Well, he's going to be hiding behind this card for a while because Pine just activated his ultimate. He's able to see where everyone is. That helps you so much in the Widow duel. They're just going to jump in the server room here. Mono falls, finds himself out in no man's land. Janice will be second.
Sick pulse. That's as clean as it gets. And Prophet can get out of dodge as well. And get the snipe on a Sivyobi. So, solid. London in a position perhaps to continue pushing this point forward.
Meko is still alive, just being a nuisance on this card. His D.Va's been unkillable. He's bought them so much time. Now, they have time to maybe come back here and fight. The problem is they don't want to lose a couple people who get bad respawns. They are going to come back and fight, though. This is their style.
Yeah, New York, they've shown. They've got the grit. They're willing to get in here. Bit of an attempt there from Birdring. The D-Matrix stopping the second shot. Do you go for a third? That's what happens. You don't go for the 3rd peak when Pine knows where you're coming from. And already there is going to be a bit of the fight, but Prophet is here to make up the difference along with Fury. They are still finding the kills despite Pine's best efforts in that duel.
Pine just took away his spot on the other side too. Jester's doing a lot of work. Not only these kills, Prophet cleans up with a pulse bomb, absolutely. But his bubble on the point kept everyone alive because Pine, after he took down Birdring, took his spot in the top right corner. And that's a huge sightline for everyone, but a beautifully placed Winston shield allowed everyone to play near and on the cart still.
Well, right now I am wondering, well, like, we have Prophet just going ham. I'm wondering if our stat screen is wrong here because I'm only seeing 2 final blows for New York Excel.
It's possible. I mean, Pine got the 1 kill onto Birdring, and I haven't seen a whole lot else really going on up there.
Dude, they're getting wrecked right now. London Spitfire, they're going off.
Yeah, only 3 deaths on the side of London so far, and that was just 1 right there. Pine gonna go down. Gesture is God tier tank. I cannot believe how good this guy is. Constantly for his team, gets in, gets out. That's the mark of a good Winston, staying alive, riding that razor's edge.
Yep. Oh, there we go. Birdring pulls a fast one on Pine. The sniper duel again, the point blank, and shot it. There's the 3. Gets a little bit of help from Prophet, but Birdring is still here, connecting with shot after shot and just doing the deeps.
What a cool position. That is, I want to talk about Gesture again, though. Because of all he does there to open things up, they have to sit back on that right-hand side corner where they want to come in, and they're completely exposed to the really sneaky flank of Birdring there to pop off right there.
Oh, buddy, Birdring, that was a bit sloppy. Jonak will find the shot, but hoping for that grappling hook, just not latching. Sometimes it can get frustrating. You're not quite going to get that connect, and so he was looking for that master position.
Bit of hubris there. Profit will fall to Jonak, who continues his terror on Tracers here. Yesterday, what I talked about is getting into a checkpoint position with your Widowmaker. It's going to be more difficult with a Widow on the other side of things, but if they can get this card pushed around the bend, they can get a perfect Widow spot. I go into very interesting, a beautiful body block. You're staying in here.
Sick work, but in the meantime, Birdring is caught mono. No bit of damage there. Hagruppen will eventually get caught by both of the tanks, and so that's quite a bit of work done because they are trying to bring it back here in New York. They're trying to hang into this. Gesture finds Pine, though. A lot of damage now dropped for New York Excel. Jonak doing the best that he can to make up for it, and he does survive.
A little chaotic, but now teams are regrouping. Profit's just going to wait for a double blink pulse bomb. He's going to get past the D.Va, go in, but now he's just going to have to wait. Birdring down to save Yovi as well. That was a pulse bomb that, I mean, it's not the most valuable, but that was ambitious to say the least.
Really hoping there for the Hail Mary. And they will be able to back off, regroup in New York Excel. They have Meko self-destruct as well.
Well, they're going to have the power of music on their side. New York Excel just had their own DJ party. Mano used it early, and they won that fight, able to deflect them. But now London with the advantage of being able to go in with their own sound barrier, try to pick up some kills there. And during that sound barrier, I'd imagine Hago gets his Transcend, so they can really stack support ults here.
Birdring, he's just crossing his fingers hoping. But he was able to get around the corner just in time. Barrier is down. Birdring not quite able to find the shot there. Looking for the one, not quite there. There it is! Jonak doesn't know what hit him. Birdring, clever angle right over the top. Aware that Sabiobi could be in the back line, but now it's about finding Pine. If he can get that kill, this opens up everything. Pine playing it very carefully right now, out of line of sight. And there's Birdring looking for the headshot, hoping to find Mono. Mono out in the open. There's the follow-up. Birdring reigns supreme at the top of the apex here. And the high ground does it all. London Spitfire will get their third point. 2 minutes, 18 left in the time bank.
Impossible for the defense to deal with an offensive Widow in that position. You're just trying to get out of the doors. Gibraltar is such an interesting map because there's almost no defender's advantage at last because you're getting pushed back so hard, and it's only those two small doors. We've seen the tanks can block them, just sit up there. A lot of people generally are going to go to the right side door anyway, and then as long as you have one person on each door, it's darn near impossible to get out there. So once it reaches that tipping point of being about 30 meters away, defense has to find some miracle to pull it out.
That's what we were seeing yesterday. Birdring even more aggressive, but with that Widow, you can set all the way back, just be untouchable, and as soon as you try and challenge the point, boom, you're getting bullets to the face. Birdring deciding to not even let them get out the door. But New York, they're definitely playing on point right now. There is no doubt about that. Countdown has begun to get these this last half potentially underway.
2 minutes in their time bank for London, so it's a very good time. Not unbeatable, of course. There were a couple hiccups here and there. Not much, but New York did put up some defense. Only 7 deaths total for London on that entire push.
No, this was... that's why I was kind of doing a second take there. Like, what? Looking down at the stats just to get an eye on things, and you realize, wait, it's zeros across the board pretty much for New York. That's not what you expect at all in the first 2 points of the fight.
Yeah, it's 30-7.
That's brutal.
Yeah, it's a little rough there. But New York, we'll see what strategy they want to employ here. London, not really too much of a switch up. Birdring will remain on the Widowmaker. They're going to add in some long-range damage and healing. Ago's going to play the Ana. Ana's usually pretty good on this point. Much like Numbani, she's got long sight lines, able to stay out of the fray. If she gets Doban, she's got escapes and she's got sleep darts. So it's still a map that you'll see Ana on as well. New York Excelsior are going to go very dive heavy, and then Pine is going to try to win the Widow War.
So Gesture gets spot out early, barrier goes down, they will get a bit of a challenge, but he still has his jump pack to get out of harm's way if he needs to. And he's thinking about it, and sure enough, but then Meko is there to try and chase, trying to keep that pressure up, not let him get topped up for free.
Well, that was great pressure. He canceled his fly halfway through because he saw the D.Va coming up there. So you trade 1 tank's position for 2 tanks positioning, and that's like a nice little trade you'll take. They have to go back there just to save their Winston.
Birdring has to give ground. Pine now has the advantage, has the angle, and so we'll see, can Birdring come up with something big? And no, Pine was ready for him. Birdring out of the fight. That's a lot of damage lost for the defense. And Meko, following his perspective, he is not letting up on Gesture, just keep pouring on the damage. Janice will get the kill in the end, but Meko right now doing work.
Yeah, this is absolutely beautiful play from the NYXL tanks to be able to peel so well, to go back and protect where they know their main source of damage is. Able to get Pine in position that he needs to be. They will take first point very easily. Pine also has the advantage in the infra site as well, so the sniper battle definitely going his way early on. Very aggressive tank positioning forward here.
Deciding to give ground just a bit of a poke there, let him know. Birdring has been spotted by Pine. Pine going deep. Pine gets forced off the high ground, but you're definitely seeing a world in which he could find that kill. Mano will find Prophet, and Pine somehow gets out, but that's right, the door closes in his face.
Shut the door on it. New mech is called down. Fury is going to be the one trying to stall this out, but that is a focus fire barrage on a Fury. A little late with the backup there is Gesture, and he gives his life for it. Jonak out of the mix, but everything else is blue in the kill feed. New York is rolling through. Right now, Pine is going to know exactly where this team's coming in from in a moment, whenever he wants to be able to see the world.
Now, 2 kills so far for London Spitfire on the defense. So on Gibraltar here right now, it's the offense that is just dominating, and the defense are finding it very difficult to put up much of a fight to get those deciding kills.
That's been the trend so far since we've seen Gibraltar. Defense is hard to come by here. It's such a snowbally map. If you can hold here on second, then your defense can absolutely stabilize, but it's a matter of getting that first fight win.
Well, we got Seviobi occupying the high ground, in position to drop down the pulse bomb, go for a bit of the carpet bombing here if he wants. Loves the smell of pulse munitions in the morning.
Who doesn't?
There we go, sound barrier, Pine. Hunting, looking for his target right around the corner. Gesture's there to watch his back, and that is going to be Birdring from on high.
Birdring has to do a lot here because both supports are down for the London Spitfire. He's able to take down Pine and Jonak, equalize for a moment. New York still with the better of this. Remember, New York also gets a little bit of healing from the cart. It's often overlooked, but that little source of healing helps out, especially in those long attrition tank battles. They're getting healed constantly just by being near the objective.
Oh, super solid here from Janice. He could stay on it, but he decides to play it safe, back off, and take it into the main fight here as the back line do get exposed. Trans will get forced by Hagapun.
Put him in the corner. He's not even doing that much healing because he's knocked back in the corner. Beautiful play by Janice to really negate that Transcendence full effectiveness.
And Birdring not gonna survive. Trying to get back over here to the heels. Not quite that burst healing that he was looking for though. Seviobi will get the fight.
So
the big kill on Hagapun with the recall, the style.
You don't need to kill the person there. You need to kill where they want to come in from. He shuts that door by sticking the pulse bomb there. It's like a mine trap. It's a tripwire. You can come through if you want, but he wins either way. Either he kills him or he zones him out on the outside. Such a cool play from Seviobi.
Super sick. And that's exactly what we expect, the level from Seviobi. The man makes no mistakes. And well, playing 4D chess over here. Decides to back off. Pine is the one managing the cart, but he will get joined there by Meko, and so that allows Pine to start looking for an angle on the high ground here to try and catch out the London Spitfire, who have to hold for 4 minutes.
It's interesting that he went to the Genji. It's a little bit favored for the defensive Widow in this situation. Of course, the natural high ground, and the defensive Widow is going to have about 2 to 3 options of great spots that she can set up on. Very difficult to poke it out as an offensive Widow in this situation. If they get more progress, I imagine Pine will switch back for that kind of checkmate style of Widow, but right now they're getting fully back. And on this map particularly, you have to go all the way back to spawn to be safe, because look at this chase.
Man, they don't give up. They don't care, London. Looking for the stagger, and they get Jonak out of it too. That'll delay things further. We're getting close to 3 minutes now in the bank, and they haven't made a whole lot of progress on that payload. In fact, it's rolling back down the hill, or floating back down the hill.
Yeah, but it also rolls back uphill sometimes, too. I don't know how physics work.
Not in the land of Overwatch. I mean, we've already had this discussion about tires. Now let's get into gravitational anti-grav fields on the bottom of these cars.
Well, Pine has switched back to Widow here. He's decided that his Genji was not working well enough, so he's already back to Widow. Gives himself an early couple of flicks there. Jonak goes to town, though. 2 quick kills. This is completely one-sided in favor of New York right now.
Yeah, this could make all the difference now. Because you can see, Seviobi just dives forward. He wants to find out where are they holding from. Chases Birdring back into spawn. And so now Saviobi, he realizes that there is a man in the back line getting calmed there from his teammates. Prophet kind of on a mission here, and Saviobi not quite sure where he's coming from. There we go. Target locked, spotted, and now looking to close the door. Perhaps could get that pulse bomb to use it the similar way again, and yep, sure enough, just blocks the entry, delays things further.
A little bit late though, he would have liked to get that on the Zenyatta there, even though the Zenyatta would have transcended out of that. This is still a brawl. Both support ults now used on the side, but Sound Barrier going to give everyone a little extra oomph. Pine takes out his counterpart. That's huge.
Birdring probably not in position to get that Sound Barrier. Fury, though, going to get the kill on Pine. That's big, and it's trading back and forth. If this keeps up, however, London are going to be feeling pretty happy about it. The two tanks still alive here for New York Excel, but the New York have got farther to run to get back into the fight if they die.
Yeah, and you can tell which direction they want to go by which direction Janus leaps there. He's out of that fight, waiting for reinforcements. It was the first domino fell there. They took out the opposing Widowmaker. That should set up Pine in position to lock the door. Finds himself on the wrong end of a self-destruct though, and now they got to give it another go.
And again, oh, and there it is! Gonna be able to make it back in time though.
I thought he stuck him.
I thought he did too. There we go. Joe next though. Maybe Orbs will do the trick.
Yeah,
not quite connecting.
He might got all the way back to spawn. Of course, there are two doorways. One you cannot get healed in, and the other is your safe base of spawn. It is a staggered system.
X, we're a minute away from getting your wish. 5 maps. It is possible here for London to hold, to withstand this, and take us to a 5th map, which would only be fitting between these two magnificent teams.
Pine is getting bullied out a little bit. He needs to stay alive, get his infrared sight up. It's so amazing to me how these top-level Widows just don't even worry about some of the threats. I mean, there's a Winston all over him. He's like, no, my team will deal with it. I gotta make shots right now. He can see through walls, should be able to win this duel. Does just that!
Oh, man, big play from Pine. Winning the duel versus Birdring, looking for the follow-up on Prophet, gonna get the body shot, not quite the kill, but it looks like he got the follow-up, and now it's Saviobi's time to shine. The Transcendence coming in again here from Hagofa, and he's making the difference, and the pulse gets whiffed by Saviobi. But still, this could be the turning point here for New York. If they keep it tight on the payload, let their healers go to work and do the job. The follow-up, and there it is, Pine again, the kill on Birdring.
That was a clutch transcend, though. It's the only reason they're still in this. That Winston was getting very low. They got out and were able to heal him all the way up. Diva now out of the mix now. Pine going to take the lockout position, try to get this perch. If he hits 2 or 3 shots, they should win this. Huge swing! Back and forth, though. Saviobi and Jonak out!
Overextending perhaps, and there's the headshot. Pine, the man looking to make a difference, but Prophet is having none of it. Decides to get his return. And well, now it's Mano, desperate to stay alive. He gets hunted by Prophet. The two tanks here hoping to keep it going for New York Excel. The self-destruct out in the open will remove Beko. And can Saviobi make it back in time? Just there. But the overtime wick, it's burning low, and it will be a 2-2 situation. London Spitfire win on the 4th map, and we're going to overtime. It is going to be another control map.
The actual defender's advantage of respawning quickly and closely when you get a couple of kills came into effect there on Gibraltar. So many clutch support plays at the end to keep the